All right, let's get this thing going. Let's get this thing in motion. You dig? This is Buck City Kennels Live. We're back with another exclusive. You know, we want to be, we want to bring to you consistent content. That's our goal right now. There's no promises being made. There's really nothing that we need to promise. Okay, I think you already know what the deal is. Any chance I get, and there's no law stipulations saying that I can't come on here and speak my mind, then most likely I'm gonna be doing that. Let's talk about uh, picking a puppy, starting a yard. This is a frequently asked question. I see it all the time when I'm checking out other videos. I go check out the chat. This is a very frequently asked question because people want the answers. People want to have successful programs when they're dealing with these dogs, and they don't want to do something twice. My dad always told me, if you build something right the first time, you won't keep having to go back and fix things and rebuild, and you won't have to worry about it. Do it right the first time so you won't have to worry about it. Picking a puppy, for me, I'm not gonna say this is how everybody should do it. This is how I do it. Let's say I didn't have any dogs at all. I'm gonna want to go to a reputable breeder that I know has had enough of these dogs to where they're not really tripping about you know giving me the best one, or they're not, what I'm saying. A lot of times when you get these people, they only got a few dogs. They'll be real stingy about which ones you get. I want to deal with somebody that has it plentiful, and they have a bunch of this stuff, and it's really good. They don't just have one or two good dogs. They're producing a whole lot of good dogs, so that my selection will be, I can actually see what I'm getting. I can actually see the family of dogs. I can actually see how these dogs interact, and some of the good and the bad. A lot of times when you only have a couple of them, you can see the good out of these two dogs that you have, but you're not really going to be able to see the bad traits in these animals. I think we always talk about good traits, good traits, good traits. I very rarely see dog men, get on these platforms talking about bad traits. And bad traits are something that comes along with the game. Those are some of the things. If you don't get any good traits at all, that's what you're stuck with. You're stuck with bad traits. So I'm gonna want to get a dog from somebody that is well versed and know what they're doing, know their way around the pit bull community, networking. If they got other kennel partners that are holding some of the same bloodlines, things of that nature, that's going to be somebody that I'm going to want to align myself with, somebody that I'm going to want to deal with when it comes to me getting a puppy. Now once I found that, let's say I found a particular bloodline that I feel like suits what I'm trying to do, I'm going to want to see a couple litters, not just one litter. I'm going to want to see a couple of litters, and I'm going to want them off of some dogs that are already, pretty much making their own way, producing their own traits. Something that, so when I get it, I can know what to expect. A lot of times, these dogs can carry, 20 to 30 to 50 and even more different traits. When you get a Jeep dog, or you get a Frisco dog, or a Mayday dog, or a Hollinsworth, a heavy Bolio dog, right? So I'm going to want to know exactly what I'm getting. What does this dog possess? I don't just want a whole gene pool of stuff. I'm going to go to this yard because he has that particular trait that I'm looking for, so that when I bring that into my program, or if I'm just starting a program, that I know that I already have that trait basically locked in. Of course, you got to see how the animal turns out if we're talking about puppies. But for the most part, this breeder has pretty much locked in, what he's looking for. He's pretty much successful in finding the traits that he wants in his animals, and he's a trustworthy individual. I think that's most important, because if he's trustworthy, he's not going to try to cut corners. He's not going to try to beat you over the head to make an extra dollar. He's not going to fudge paperwork. I think we've heard that word, fudged paperwork, things of that nature. Those are the type of people that I would not want to deal with, even if they had good dogs, because I want a piece of history that, 100 years from now, people can look back and know that, despite of what these other American Pit Bull Terriers are doing, and despite of what these other breeders and whatnot, I can almost guarantee that this bloodline right here is legit, because the person that I got it from is a true man, a true dog man. He's a true dog man, and he loves the breed, and he's the type of person that would not do something as far as that goes, to taint the bloodline and to depreciate the value of the integrity of the pedigree. Okay, it's all about the integrity of the pedigree. I might not be able to tell you exactly what this puppy's going to turn out to be, but I can tell you that this puppy is bred the way it says it's bred. And sometimes when you're buying dogs, when you're buying puppies, that's pretty much all you can ask for. That's pretty much all that we have, and that's all we can ask for, is to get something off of a good bloodline that is bred the way that it says it's bred. Let me handle the rest. Let me take this puppy to the next level, but at least I know that I'm getting it from somebody that stands on something, a man that believes in keeping the integrity of the bloodline of the puppy. Okay. And if you're starting a yard, of course, a yard is not just one dog. I've never seen anybody say that, he has a yard, or he's starting a yard, and, whatever, or he's been working on his yard for 5 years and he has one dog. I've never seen that. So if this is a bloodline that you're trying to capture and he has multiple litters, that's why I like to deal with somebody that knows what they're doing, or deal with somebody that knows exactly what traits they're getting, so that I can probably pull either two off of those same traits that I'm looking for, so that I can get a better chance of getting that phenotype of whatever I'm looking for, or I can have those genetics locked in, or maybe just get something with that type of phenotype and then get another one with a different genetic makeup and different functionability or different size, so that maybe one day, these dogs can come back together full circle and create something similar, but my version of it, right? So rather, if you're getting two or three from one dog man, or you're just gonna go around the board and pick, different animals, make sure that it is from somebody that knows what they're doing and, have the love and integrity for this breed. Now, as far as anything else goes, of course, we want a good acting animal. We want a dog that's not shy, although some of the shy dogs, some of the shy puppies turn out to be the best. I think the shyness is something that I wouldn't worry about. If I got a shy puppy from somebody, especially if it's coming on a transporter, or, you know, it's changing different yards, different environments, different sounds, different things can make a puppy not act as outgoing as you should expect when you buy a dog. Especially, you know, we're spending a lot of money on these dogs. But I would not worry about that. There are various different methods and different things that you can use to make this puppy come around. It's a lot of bonding that goes in with it. But if I'm just picking, I'm gonna go for the bone structure that I want. I tend to like a more taller, rangier, more dense bone structure, thicker bones on the animal. Okay, I like to look at the bite to make sure that although when they're puppies, you can't really tell exactly how the adult bite's gonna be, but you can get pretty damn close and pick one that doesn't have a defected, you know, any type of defects. That's huge. And if it's somebody that doesn't want to give you pictures or whatever, maybe pull up on them in person. Okay? Depending on who it is. I mean, I understand some dog men don't have the time. Some dog men are not pressed to sell anything. So it'd be a miracle to even get the guy on the phone to even talk about his stock, let alone getting him to take different pictures or whatever. But if they're not going to do that, if they're not going to be transparent, if they're not going to treat you like a valued customer, you know, I'm not saying don't get anything from them, because they might have the key to your success. But that's when you have to make up your mind and find out if that's the right situation for you. So you're going to get a good bloodline. You're going to, you know, that's what you're looking for. You're going to look for somebody that has integrity, somebody that is not lying about the pedigrees or doesn't have a history of lying about pedigrees. My thing is that if a man lied once, then, you know, he'll lie over and over again. Just like a woman. You know, if a woman lies to you once, she'll lie over and over again. Over and over again. And that's important when we're talking about furthering the bloodline. Because once you get it, once you get something that you like and you start your program, you're starting your yard, at that point, pretty much your yard is your yard. You might add something to it, but you're really not going to want to discard everything that you have in order to start all over again. I'm saying that to say, once you get something good, you're going to be holding on to it. And every now and then you're going to have to add something to it, but you're not going to be taking all the steps that I just said 9 times out of 10. Although it's good to pick good fruit each and every time, and you use these methods every single time, and you're going to have a good outcome. Anyway, this is Buck City Kennels Live. And we chopped it up about picking a puppy. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'm going to have a bunch of these videos popping up, so make sure you look out for them. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams, a lot of reaction videos, a lot of interviews. So make sure you check out the channel, and I appreciate you. And peace.